welcome back to another vlog. If you're new here, I'm Ella and I do lots of vlogs on YouTube about my life as a 21-year-old trying to figure it all out, and I talk a lot about my mental health because I struggle with that a lot. But I am at home, if you can't tell. I'm so happy to be here. This is like so needed. I've been feeling so emotional and a little bit down lately, and I was like, do you know what, I'm just gonna book a train home to spend time with my family. And I know that when I spend time with them, it makes me feel a lot better and a lot happier. I've just I got in really late last night and just went straight to bed. I got in at like 10:30 after work. Yeah, I just slept in this morning. My sister and her boyfriend have been decorating the tree, the Christmas tree, which is so exciting. And we are going to this like vintage car show, which should be cool. It's not really my thing, but my dad is really into cars, so should be fun. And then I think we're going to a car boot sale as well. I also want to definitely go to the charity shops around where I live because they are always so good, and I've missed like a good charity shop, you know. I'm missing that in my life. But yeah, I'm just gonna have a very chill few days. I'm staying for like a long weekend, so I'm going back on Monday night, so I have ages at home. And I honestly, like, I feel like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders being at home, and I just feel a lot brighter and a lot happier, which is nice. And the blue skies are coming out, guys. Blue skies coming out. It means we're gonna have a good day.
I want you to know how I feel. Though I may say it, I just think that I might have to spell it out for you. So listen here. I want this all to be crystal clear. Oh, I care about you more than a lot. This feeling I feel is felt deep in my heart. And by chance, if you feel just a bit of the same, then come over, baby, stop playing this game. We haven't known each other long, but God.
Good morning. So it is the next day. Yesterday we actually didn't end up going into the car museum. Like, we went for lunch in a little cafe, and then we checked the prices for the tickets and they were so expensive. It was like £17, and we were like, no. And then we also missed the car boot sale, which was really annoying. We came too late, so yeah, it was a bit of a fail of a morning. But then we ended up just going to the charity stores, and I got so much stuff, which you would have seen in the previous clips. My sister and her boyfriend have gone back to London now. I'm staying a little bit longer than them just because I wanted like a long weekend at home. It's so gross outside. It's so cloudy, grey, cold, which is making me just want to sit in bed and not leave my bed for the whole day. But I know that I feel like that would just make me a bit sad, so I'm not going to do that. I am gonna do some journaling today, do some reading. I got a new book. Let me get it. I bought some new books. I got People We Meet on Vacation, but I accidentally bought the large print edition, so like the words are huge, and the book is massive. I don't know how I ended up doing that, but anyways, this is by Emily Henry, and I loved book lovers, so I feel like it'll be another cheesy romance. So I'm gonna get stuck into this today, do some journaling, just do a very like calming day. I also really want to watch Harry Potter, so I'm gonna watch that later on. Also, I know I did like a Q&A at the end of the last vlog, and I said that I was gonna finish it, so we're gonna do a little bit more of that Q&A now. I'm gonna answer some of your questions. Okay, so the first question is, what part did you like the most and least about studying psychology? The most thing I loved was how interesting everything was. Like, I don't know, maybe that was a bit geeky, but like I just thought it was so interesting. like you learn so much about the human brain, and I just found it like pretty cool. And the least thing I didn't like was stats, so like all the data things. It was just really boring, and like you don't really think that you'll learn about that stuff, but a lot of psychology is obviously like research, and there's a lot of boring data things that come with that. And also I think it can kind of make you think a bit too much about your own brain, because you're learning so much and then you kind of start over analyzing yourself, which can be a bit hard sometimes. How to spend less time on my phone. I am so bad with this. Like, I go on my phone so much and I have no willpower, like I have no discipline. I just can't not go on my phone. But I've seen some people buy these things that you can lock your phone away, and it's like a timer and it will only unlock at a certain time. So I feel like that would be a good idea, but I'm also just like don't want to do that because that like gives me anxiety. And also there's those apps that you can like grow trees by not going on your phone. Okay, this is about like eating disorder recovery. Advice about accepting weight gain and missing your eating disorder body. I cannot accept my body growing. I think it's really difficult because like the whole point is that you don't want your body to get bigger, but it has to. Like, if you want to live a better life and have a better quality of life, your body is going to gain weight. I think like writing down all the things that eating more and gaining weight is giving you, like it's giving you experiences, like life experience, being able to go out with friends and eat dinner with them, being able to go out for cocktails, being able to have more energy, to be stronger, to have the ability to like exercise but in like a healthy way, and not feel faint and like you're literally gonna die. And then write out all the list of things that being in a smaller body and listening to your eating disorder gives you, and it gives you nothing. Like it takes away your personality, it takes away life experiences, it takes away friends, it takes away relationships, your sex drive goes down if you lose weight, all the horrible things, and then all the good things about recovery. It might help shift your mindset, but it's difficult. I think the more time you give yourself, the easier it will come to accept weight gain. Like, I really hated the weight gain at first, and then now I'm not really that fussed. Like, over time you get used to it and you kind of accept it. What's your long-term career goals? I don't know, I'm a bit confused. Like, I always thought like I want to be a clinical psychologist, but now I'm working in that field, I don't want to be a clinical psychologist because the whole like journey to becoming one is so difficult, and the application process is really hard, and it takes like 5 years to even be accepted onto the training. And personally, like, I don't want that lifestyle. Like, I want to feel fulfilled now, rather than like, you know, have like 5 years of this waiting process and being rejected. I just don't want to go through that. I think I want to be a therapist. I would really love to do that. I want to do my training in that. I'm going to try and do some training in counselling skills first, and then go on to do the training for integrative therapy, which is like a type of therapy that involves like CBT, psychodynamic, and person-centered. So that's the long-term career goal, is to be a therapist and like have my own practice. Like, I think that would be really cool. Hi Ronnie! How does working full-time compare to study with work-life balance? It's so much harder. It's really hard transition going from like uni life to working full-time, because it's so much more intense and you have less freedom to just kind of plan your day as you want. But I prefer it. Like, it gives me a bit more purpose in my day. Like, before at uni, like, because it's completely up to you, I felt really like lost. How do you deal with toxic friends, if you've ever experienced this? Oh yeah, for sure I've experienced this. It's really difficult because I feel like you feel so bad not being friends with them that you just like stay in that situation, and usually if you hang out with them, you end up feeling really shit about yourself, or they do certain things that make you feel really bad about yourself. I don't know, I think it's just knowing that you deserve better, and like you don't have to put yourself through that, and you don't have to be friends with them. A way is just like distancing yourself, because you don't have to hang out with them. It can seem really harsh, but why put yourself through that? How to get over the fear of what people think of your YouTube. I used to like care. Now I don't. I don't know, because my YouTube is me. So if they find this cringy, or they find what I'm saying weird, then they would find me weird in real life, and we probably wouldn't be friends. I don't know, like it just doesn't bother me. And a lot of my friends know that this is something that like it fits so well with like my personality that it's not a surprise that I'm doing YouTube and I do these kind of things. Yeah, I mean, it's your life. Like, if you spend your whole life just doing things that you feel like will be accepted by other people, then you're not really living your life, you're living their life. Any updates on your travel plans? Yes, so I've been keeping this quiet, but in January I am heading to Australia, which is really exciting. I'm taking a little break from work for 3 months. I'm going to Australia, so the first month I'm seeing all my family that lives there, because I'm actually Australian, if you didn't know, and my sister lives there as well, so I'm going to see her. And then the second and third month I'm flying to Sydney, and I'm doing like a 5-week trip up the east coast on my own, which is really exciting. And I'm doing it as part of like a group tour thing, because I didn't want to do it completely on my own. Yeah, it's very exciting. It's like, it's the travel stuff that I've always wanted to do, but I've been so scared to and never really had the chance. And I was like, if I don't do it now, I'm never gonna do it. So yeah, that's the travel plans in January. I'm very excited. How do you feel about being behind an experience relationship wise? I used to feel really embarrassed about it, but I saw someone for a little bit, and while I was seeing them, like obviously like it came up, and like I was so embarrassed. I was like, this is so embarrassing to like admit this. But then they were like, it's not embarrassing at all, and like they made me feel really comfortable. And I feel like with the right person you shouldn't feel embarrassed, and like it doesn't really matter that much. Like, it feels like the biggest deal in your head, but it really doesn't matter that much. What's one thing that will always make you feel good? Blue skies. Blue skies. If there's a blue sky, it just makes me feel so good. Being in the water, like being in the sea, makes me feel really good. Watching like comedy, so like Gogglebox I find really good for that, or like listening to a funny podcast. Someone's asked, are you fully recovered from your eating disorder? So for those of you that don't know this, I struggled with anorexia when I was 16, all the way up until I was 19. And I went into a treatment program for that, and I recovered. I think I have fully recovered, but also it's difficult because there are moments that I will notice like certain thought patterns come up, and I'll be like, ooh. But I guess the fact that I can like realise that and then not listen to them means that I'm recovered. I don't really know. I think I am. Like, I live a full life. Like, I don't really think about those kind of things anymore. How to start loving yourself even on bad body image days. I think on a bad body image day, I don't go in with the mindset of I need to love myself today. I just go in with the mindset of I just need to accept myself today. Or even just like, people talk about body neutrality, which is just you feel like a neutral. It's not a good or a bad thing. You just think, this is my body, and that's it. Things that help is like wearing baggy clothes, not really looking in a mirror, or like taking photos of myself, and then being really kind to myself that day. So like opposite actions of what you really want to do. Like, probably deep down you want to like lose weight, go on a diet that day, or like go and exercise loads, but you do the opposite. You like let yourself rest, and you're kind to yourself rather than like really mean to yourself. And that could be like, you know, allowing yourself a day where you watch films and you go and buy yourself a tea and a cake. And also I think just remembering that body image like fluctuates so much, that one moment you could hate your body and then tomorrow morning you could be like, oh actually I quite like my body, like, and nothing's really changed in those 2 days. So just know that it's probably not really your body image, it's probably something else that's making you feel bad about your body. Okay, so that is most of the questions. I think now, what do I feel like doing? It's 10 AM, pretty early for me on a Sunday. I feel like I might do a workout because I've been loving them at the minute. It just makes me feel so strong. Like, I love it. I'm like, look at me go, I can lift all these weights. That's also another thing, is like, before I used to only work out and do like cardio when I was really ill. I would just like run on the running machine, and like that was my exercise, and it was always like a form of punishment, or how many calories can I burn. Whereas now, like, I work out because I'm like, I want to lift these weights, like I want to be strong. And it's such a good change in mindset, I think. Also, the lighting has just gone really weird. I think it's the grey darkness outside. Oh, buddy, you're so cute. Oh, she's so cute. Okay, I'm gonna go and do a workout now. Say hi, Bonbon. Mwah. Love you. Love you too.
If spring is the season that wakes me alive, then fall is the season to contemplate life. Oh, yeah. I don't know what is it exactly in this time of year that makes the melancholy me reappear. Oh, yeah. Back and forth through dark roast coffee, salt, mist and sea, sand and amber trees. 'Cause it still feels like summer, but it's soaked in nostalgia slowly. All the leaves, they're turning brown. 'Cause it still feels like summer, and I simply don't wanna see the cool wind sneak back in our town. 'Cause we lived when it was out bare feet.
Okay, so I'm back in London, and I've just been doing some journaling because I had a lot on my mind, and I felt like I just needed to put it onto paper to kind of like figure it out a bit more, and to kind of like get it out of my head. And I was kind of writing about how I'm starting to feel lonely again. Like, I felt this a lot at uni, and these first few months in London were so good. Like, I was so happy and I didn't feel lonely. Like, I felt like I had a really good group of friends, and you know, I had people to talk to, and I didn't feel lonely. But I am starting to feel that again. I guess like I've always been a really independent person. Like, I've always just relied on myself for anything difficult, like any emotional struggles, or you know, something bad happens, I have to fix it. Like, it's not, I don't ever expect anyone else to fix it or go to anyone else. And you know, there's like positives to being an independent person, but also it can get really lonely. And sometimes I wish that I had someone to like partner with through life. Like, you always have that one person that you know is kind of your partner through life. And I guess for some people that's the person they marry, or the person they're in a relationship with, or for some people it's like they have one best friend and they're kind of like always together. I think it would be nice to have that. It would be really nice to depend on other people rather than just always depending on myself. But I think the thing that like stops me from doing that and like relying on other people is I get scared that it will be too much for them, or that it will drive them away or push them away, because I never want to be needy and I don't want to be too intense. I'm always scared of that, and I think that's why I'm independent, because I'd rather because I can't push myself away, you know. I can't run away from myself. It's probably also because I haven't really seen friends that much recently, like the past 2 weeks. I was kind of like, okay, I'm not going to make as many social plans. And it was partly because I was so exhausted, and I was like, right, I need to do something to try and help me feel less tired, and I was trying to prioritize sleep so that I wouldn't see people before work. But then that means that I go days without seeing anyone, and then it makes me feel lonely. So even though like I'm more rested, I'm alone. I don't know if that makes sense. And even then I'm still tired all the time. Like, I don't think it's really helping. I think it's actually just made me more isolated. I think I just need to organise a few more social things this week. Like, I'm going to see some friends tomorrow, and that will be nice. And then I've got work Wednesday, Thursday, and that's obviously like interacting with people, which helps. Like, I know when I'm at work I feel so much better because I'm just talking to people all day. That's kind of my job, is like to talk to people. Friday I'm working. If I just make plans for Saturday and Sunday, I think that will help, because I don't want to spend the weekend alone. Sorry for that deep chat. Where the hell did that come from? Gonna end the vlog here. Thank you so much for watching and joining me along this little weekend vlog. I don't know what the next video is gonna be. I don't know if these vlogs are getting boring. If they are, you probably wouldn't tell me, but suggest other videos. That I'll take that as you're finding the vlogs boring. If you're feeling the same, we're in it together. We're not the only ones. I'm sending you lots of love. Sleep well.